What's up, YouTube? So got a couple updates here from the last time. So as far as lighting, you can tell I added a Radeon light here from Aqua Illumination. Love AI, their app, everything that they've made so far that I've used. So I got two AI Prime HDs and then the Radeon. And everything as far as what I've gotten from them has worked amazing for one, and then two, it all works together, one app, and I can control everything. And even like if you make the settings for one light, you can save those settings and then just update it on both lights at the same, or all three lights at the same time. So it keeps it really, really easy. So again, if you guys are looking for lights, I always recommend Apple Illumination. I'm gonna try one of their, they just came out with some pump fans too, and I really wanna, for the right side there, get that because it creates a wide flow from what I understand. So it's less direct, but you can get a wider push. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, so again, we got new lights, really excited about that Radeon light. The thing, I customized how I put it here because this little bar right there, I don't know. And then I also have the, it's really close to the wall back here, so the mount just didn't seem to want to fit that well. So anyway, I decided to get a little creative last night, and I basically just boom, clamped them light to light. I angled each of these lights out a little to each side so that way it's pointing down, covers everything on both sides. So there's really not a lot of shadows, and hopefully it works great. I'm starting really low light settings on the Radeon. I left both the other ones the same, but obviously we're adding to what we've already been hitting everything with lights with, so you don't want to just boom, nail them with a ton of light in addition to what you've been doing, because you bleach things. From what I understand, again, this is all pretty new to me, but just taking advice that I've learned from other people and trying to, apply that. So as far as, enough rambling, as far as how things are coming in the tank, as you can see, the fish, I keep it pretty heavily stocked and everything seems to be doing pretty well. I feed them typically 3 times a day. I'll do morning, midday, and then night. And I do spot feed. I'll turn all the flow off just because I found that when I was just broadcast feeding, typically my nitrates were getting high. So obviously when you're feeding coral and you're feeding fish, you really, your nitrates can start escalating pretty quickly. So you gotta clean your tank, you gotta stay on top of your water changes, your filter changes, but beyond that, if you can eliminate some of those nitrates by feeding, directly to the fish and not letting it go down the filter, that's the goal. But anyway, again, enough rambling. Let's get into what we've got new going on inside the tank. So last time I showed you guys, as far as how things are going, really as good as I could ask. I'm basically taking it day by day. Most of these corals are brand new to me, so every day is kind of a new experience, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm maintaining and they're still growing, and I test my water very, very frequently for all the parameters and make sure everything's spot on, and eventually the more comfortable I get, I'll slow down with that. But so again, as far as what we've got new going on here on the left side, the only thing I've done different, I believe, since last video was I did take this grass and I planted that on that back wall, and I'm really excited to see it actually fill really all of this up. I think it's gonna look really cool. But the reason I actually moved it was because I put something else over here in the bottom right. Before we get there, so I've got it's a birds of paradise here, and I don't know if you guys can really see the texture on it, but the reason I got this is because just the way that the polyps and everything move, and the way the polyps and everything move in the water, it looks really cool. The texture and everything, man, I swear these guys love to be on camera. It's like their shit, man. They love it. So anyway, what else? So I told you we got something new. I took that out. Well, reason being is because I added a new thing to the collection here, and as you can see, there's different types, but these are all Gonis, ultra, Gonis, Aussie Gonis, and Gonipora, Gonis for short. But again, typically, from what I've done as far as research, I know that these are so difficult to keep, and you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a risk. As you can see, I'm learning. That right there they were blue ones of these. I really don't want to just send them packing. I don't want to take them out yet. I believe they're going to come back, Again, they're not looking that great, but again, I'm learning. So instead of just taking it out because it doesn't look that good right now, I'm gonna try and figure that shit out and bring it back because it's still alive. There's a little piece there that I can work with. And if I can get those to come out and I can feed them, then, you know, again, maybe we can make a comeback. So keep you posted on that. But as far as the new edition, man, it looks incredibly healthy. I did a ton of research on Goniopora and really everything that they like. And again, I think that I've got parameters and everything, and I'm just gonna keep staying on it. Lastly, newest edition, we've got this bleeding Apple Scoly that I just put in there. And oh my goodness, this may be one of my favorite pieces in the entire tank. I just moved it, so it's not as full as it was, but man, if you guys, the color in this, I know the filter doesn't quite do it justice, but holy smokes. Actually, I totally spaced it. I said lastly, but this is really it. So we've got in this back corner, I have created, let me see if I can get a good angle on this, created a whole little garden, as you can see, of different zoas. And first and foremost, we've got the Chaos, Ultra Chaos zoas, and then we've got 2 scrambled eggs up top there, and we've got a Sunny D and a Nightmare, and they're all Ultra zoas. But as far as, you know, I'm really excited to see these multiply, because once they do, man, that whole back area is just going to be littered with all these different zoa polyps, and it's going to look really cool. The interstellar mushroom, it's doing amazing back there. I was a little concerned with that flower rock anemone. Make sure that those 2 things weren't going to get too much light with this new light, because obviously that's not meant to get a ton of light. And I don't think rock anemones typically do either. So this is angled just a hair forward. I have it pointed just a hair forward, so that way, hopefully it's really hitting. I mean, the anemone, their photos, what do you call that? They build their food from the light. So anyway, photosynthetic, I believe is the name. I don't know exactly the name, but they obviously feed from light. So you want it to get a good amount. And then obviously these SPS corals, they get direct flow as well as direct light and a lot of it. So anyway, everything again is going really well. Again, if you have any questions, please message me. I'll comment. I'm always happy to answer whatever I can. And if you have any advice, again, I'm always trying to learn more, so please feel free. And everybody have an amazing day. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe and like.